Hey guys, what's up? This is GaLm and welcome to Evolve, or rather welcome to an early access preview demo thing of Evolve that was sent to a few different people, including me. Now this closed preview, we're just gonna say demo, this demo does have a bunch of features that the big alpha did not have, and it also has a bunch of features that the upcoming betas are going to have, such as the solo play against AI, or Evacuation. Now, the open beta on the Xbox One does have Evacuation according to the FAQ, but the technical test on the PC and PS4 will not. So it's very interesting that it is in this, because that means I'm gonna check it out. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna play a little bit of the Evacuation, or rather we're gonna go through the entire campaign of the Evacuation stuff in single player, because there's no one really in the multiplayer thing at the moment, because again, this is an early access preview demo thing, so either there's just not a lot of people on, or there's no one on at all. Because I don't know how many other people actually got copies of the game. But with that said, let's go ahead and get this started. We're going to be playing as the Wraith, because I just unlocked her, and I played one round with her, and oh my god, it's definitely a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and hit up Evacuation, go to the monster class, and hope that the AI can provide a pretty solid fight. Alright, so we're going to be starting off on Armory. Ooh, I don't think I've played on Armory actually, so I don't know the layout of the map. That's alright. Now, in regards to the AI, it's actually very interesting that they play a lot better than people in the big alpha. So they will provide a bit of a challenge, and they might kick my butt a couple of times, and I would actually welcome that. In fact, you know what? Let's change up which hunters are going to be on their team, because that might screw me over like big time, because inside a single player you can't actually choose who's going to be on what team. Although we'll have to see after we're finished loading. Alrighty, now we can go all the way to the Wraith. Oh, the glorious Wraith. If you don't know who or what the Wraith is, it is the third monster in Evolve that was revealed after the big alpha. And it was actually leaked, and then no one said anything like, oh, that's, I don't know about, what are we talking about? There's nothing called a Wraith. And then like a couple of weeks later, oh, hey, look, a Wraith! But the Wraith is basically a hit-and-run class monster. She has a very low amount of armor, so that makes her pretty much a glass cannon. She can't take a lot of hits, but she can run into battle, do a bunch of damage, and then get the hell out of dodge. And I really like that gameplay. It kind of reminds me of, say, like the Hidden, but not entirely, because obviously, you know, you can see her unless she uses decoy. We'll have to see how it plays out. So let's go ahead and explain a little bit of her abilities, just because I'm assuming that, you know, a lot of people haven't really seen how she plays just yet. But she has 4 different abilities, just like everybody else. The 4 abilities are Warp Blast, which basically teleports you to a spot that you're aiming at and then causes an explosion around that spot. Abduction. You can launch across long distances and grab a person and bring them back to your original point, which is pretty awesome. I've seen it go really, really far in some of the live streams for Evolve, and I hope I can master that. I'd love to just say, hey, look, a player on the other side of the map. Gotcha! And then we have Decoy, which is arguably like the best ability for the Wraith. Decoy sends out kind of this AI-controlled version of you, while you yourself actually get cloaked. Now, the decoy can be destroyed relatively quick, especially if they're all focus firing. It's generally there for you to kind of distract them, as a decoy would. Now, the decoy can actually do damage, so that's actually something I really like. So you can cloak it, let it do some damage, and then come into the battle yourself. And you can also do neat things like stealth pounce a person while you're cloaked. Obviously, you uncloak as soon as you attack, but you can also do more things, like feast on bodies to get armor. It's just a really cool thing. And then you have Supernova, which kind of probably one of the most important abilities for doing damage. You just pop it, and it accelerates all of your attack speeds, and you just kick some major ass. Of course, it is a limited range, because it kind of makes this cloud of the buffing effect, so they can actually get out if they're smart enough. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and choose our abilities. I don't want Abduction at level 1, so we're gonna go with Warp Blast, Decoy, and Supernova. And then for perk, I am probably going to do cooldown reduction, because I really love being able to spam abilities as fast as I can. Now, I think a lot of these perks are really good for various different reasons. Damage bonus is solid, feeding speed's really good, but I guess not really. No, you know, not really feeding speed for the Wraith. She has, again, very low amount of armor, so you can fill it up quick. You don't even really need to do all that much. So now that we're here, let's go ahead and customize the hunter team. My only complaint about this ability to customize them is that it changes after every round, so it goes back to just being Val, Hank, Maggie, Art, Markov. And that's a solid team, but again, if you customize them, it can be a little bit annoying. So hopefully that changes in the future. So we're gonna go ahead and choose the characters. Who would be the most annoying for me to deal with, so that way I really suffer? I would have to say Lazarus would be really annoying. Cabot would be a pretty solid bet as well. That dust tagging, man. Maggie, we'll leave Maggie alone. I think Maggie is good enough. And then we will change Markov as well to, say, Hyde. Look at this, you can throw toxic grenades, flamethrowers. I'm wondering how the player meta will be once the full game is out. Are people just going to be like the last characters that were revealed who are all really, really good? Like, so ridiculously good that it was, when I made the hunter team, all of the last people that were revealed, I just died. It was utter chaos. So maybe we'll do that if this team doesn't prove to be all that great. But again, we'll have to see, because this is my second time playing as the Wraith, and I don't know how effective these people are against her.
This is Commander Park to the hunters aboard the L'Oreal. We've been attacked. The creature wiped out an entire company of my men. We need your help. Kill that thing, and we'll find a way to return the favor.
We'll have to see about that, Commander Parker. Now, you can actually change monsters during... Not during the round, rather, after the round. So you're not stuck playing as one monster for the entire campaign, unless you really want to. That's what I'm going to do, because I really like the idea of being the Wraith. So we're going to go ahead and use the decoy. I don't actually know if this does anything, but I like to operate under the assumption that decoy would make a couple of tracks or prevent me from making traps or tracks. That way the enemies don't know exactly where I am. So we're gonna go ahead and speed off. We want to get as much armor as we can, or rather we want to max out on armor so we can begin our assault. As much as I like to be the kind of person that like gets out of the way, gets up to like stage 2 or able to evolve to stage 2 before I fight anybody, this is a hit and run character, so it's for the better that we do hit and run attacks. Now actually the enemies are right around the corner, so this might be problematic, but I just got a buff, and that's pretty good. Can you stop? Whoop! Decoy! Alright. So we're gonna be starting this fight. Oh no. We're gonna be starting this fight, and I am totally not prepared for it. Oh gosh. Why'd they have to come around this corner? Oh no! Kaboosh! I'm uncloaked! Now, one of my favorite things is being able to use the decoy and get armor in the middle of fights. That will be the most annoying thing for people ever. Because you're like, oh man, we're kicking the monsters, but wait, where'd that armor come from? Now, I don't know how much of a fan I am of doing things like stealth pouncing in battle, but it can be an effective strategy. Not against the AI, because the AI are relatively on top of each other in regards to actually helping each other out. So, I don't bother. But against actual people, you know, there are gonna be a lot of times where humans make mistakes. Okay, we're gonna knock down Lazarus, and then we're gonna get out of here because I have lost a lot of fucking health. Yeah, get in the armor. Hey, trap jaws, get away from me. Are they following me? No, alright. I just want to make sure I'm not getting completely screwed over by the hunter team. The hunter team actually went down relatively easy in comparison to everybody being the normal default dudes, because when Val is around, along with Hank, it's just a big pain in the ass. Because suddenly people are being healed, people are getting shields put on them. Oh boy. But I did leave Lazarus alive, so that would probably allow them to actually get their people back up without much worry. Although, with that said, someone's still in orbit, or rather, someone's still on the dropship counter, which means they didn't pick him back up. Or rather, Lazarus didn't bother reviving. That is interesting. Alright, so we're gonna get out of here. The birds came around, so it's not really, they know where I am. Or they know the approximation of where I am. So I need to nab a dude with my abduction. Hooah! Ah, damn. He healed himself immediately. The AI are actually really on point with that stuff. Like Hank, the moment he sees you as the player or as a monster, he'll just drop a fucking pinpoint accurate orbital strike. And it's so frustrating. But I'm sure players will be able to do that sooner or later themselves. Just like, oh hey, look, there's a monster. Boosh, doosh, 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 doosh. Oh gosh. I should have been a little bit more prepared. I don't know why I even bothered trying to do the stealth strike. Haha! There you go. Is that all of them? Oh no! They got one of their players back. Or wait, they got one of the hunters back. I was completely not paying attention to that. That's fine. I doubt he's gonna reach them in time. Now, performance-wise... Oh, Jesus. Performance-wise, this is running pretty well. I have the game generally maxed out. In combat, it can get a little lower. But I am running a more... I want to say ancient, but I am running a relatively old CPU at this point. It's been about, it's like 3 or 4 years old. So, it's not, my computer's not exactly super top of the line. So it's not a big surprise when I can't just like max out every single thing. But I'm happy with what I've got. Everything maxed out except for anti-aliasing. It goes between 50 to 60. And for a game that's on the CryEngine and looks relatively pretty good, that makes me happy. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and evolve to stage 2. Or wait, no, this is stage 3, aren't it? Oh, no. Okay, alright, so what do I want to do? I have Decoy maxed out. I guess what I could do is Supernova maxed out with Warp Blast. I'm not adept at using the abduction ability, so I don't really try throwing too many points into that just yet. But whenever I become like a god at it or something, yeah, I'll probably start maxing out. It's like, oh, hey, over there. Yoink. Oh, hi, over there. Whoop. Oh, I can use it on the wildlife, too. That's funny. Alright. So, now the game changes up a little bit because of the fact that the power relay is open and I'm playing as the Wraith. I don't know how effective the Wraith is at taking out the power relay. But they only have one player on the field right now, so this isn't too bad. Stand in front of the power relay and hold melee to attack the power core. Only tearing out the power core will destroy the relay. Taking damage will interrupt your assault. Well, as long as their support dude doesn't come over here, I should be generally fine. Oh, I think that was him. I saw a red icon. Is that Daisy? Oh, it's an orange icon. It's just a trap jaw. I was close. Okay, I don't want the end of the game actually like this. I like toying with my food. Even if they're just AI, I still like to do that. Where the hell are these people? I just heard the dropship. And I'm going to assume that they are in this direction over here. Could be completely wrong. I don't know. This is where we took out the majority of them. So it wouldn't surprise me if they were still in this area. Ow. Can you not? Holy shit, I didn't realize how big the Wraith gets. I mean, she's the smallest of the characters, but yeah. Ooh, I want to make an amendment to a statement I made earlier in the game, or earlier in the big alpha. I actually enjoy the birds ignore you perk now, because of the fact that it can actually allow you to avoid getting spotted by carrions. Fuck those things, honestly. Oh, that's a nice shield you've got there. Would be a shame if I took the hell out of it. There we go. Oh, I'm such a big fan of all this. Where are you going, Lazarus? What? You want me to stealth attack you? Okay. If you're into that kind of thing. Where the hell is their support dude? I haven't seen him at all since I killed him the first time. Okay. That's fine with me. Now I'm content with destroying the power relay. Because it's not like anyone's there to stop me. Ooh, neat. Oh wait, no, I don't know what this one is. So in Evacuation, there's actually a little bit of variability in how the maps can play out depending on who wins the game. If you win as a monster, you get things that favor you. If you win as the hunters, you get things that favor you. And they can vary depending on the maps that you end up playing and how the rounds went. So, for example, we just saw turrets shooting a bunch of stuff. I don't know what that one is exactly, but there was another one where turrets were shooting down ships, and that made it so that there were destroyed ships on the map with a bunch of dead humans around them for the monster to eat. You can also have things like falling debris, which will have satellite debris falling down the map, which can hurt the hunters. You can have things like turrets get activated if the monster loses, so that way it makes it more of definitely more of a loss when you're going around the map and there are just turrets shooting the hell out of you when there wouldn't have been normally. It makes for a different kind of game, which is really nice, because obviously just playing the maps normally, while I think the game is fun enough on its own, variability is what keeps the game alive. And having that kind of thing where you can have like 12 different hunters in a round, or well, would you say in a round? Well, there are 12 different hunters right now, right? Because there are 4 hunter classes and 3 different characters. So yeah, 12 of each. Or not 12 of each, but 12 hunters overall, and then there are 3 monsters with a 4th one in development. And so that makes a lot of fucking variability. I like the hell out of that. Hopefully the game meta doesn't make it so that players only stay as the same characters over and over, because that'd be kind of sucky. So let me go ahead and choose what I want to do. I like the dam, or rather, I like the rescue game type more than I like the nest game type when I'm playing the Wraith, because I like the thought of them actually having survivors running around with those survivors trying to evacuate with them, and I'm screwing them over, rather than the nest one where I'm the defender and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta protect my eggs. I'm the Wraith. Alright, EMP Blast, temporarily cancel and shut down hunter abilities. Wow! Oh, man. I wonder if that affects the mobile arena. Oh, shit. Alright, so rescue. Hunters must revive and evacuate 5 survivors before the monster kills 5 of them. In that thought line, I think that's kind of funny. Well, either rescue 5 people or you lose 5 people. Either way, we're judging you. Alright, back to the Wraith. We're gonna start off with the same abilities as last time: Warp Blast, Decoy, Supernova, just because they are really amazing for what I do. I could go back for cooldown reduction, but we are doing the survivor thing, so I might actually want to do top speed, so that way I can go around the map faster. And then for team, like I said, it changes them up back to the normal Val, Hank, Maggie, Markov. We're gonna change it up. We're gonna get the guaranteed ass kicking of me. We're gonna choose Kyra. Kyra's the third medic, who's actually pretty cool. I need to unlock her because I think she's badass. She has a napalm grenade. Why is the names are fucked up? Oh no! So this is Val. Oh no. But Kyra has a grenade launcher that can change between either healing or shooting out napalm grenades that burns enemies, and that's really cool. So it's basically a skill-based healing factor rather than the other ones where the only healing you can do with Lazarus is the healing burst, and the only healing you can do with Val is with a med gun which auto targets. So I like the idea of Kyra, and she keeps herself alive pretty damn well. So we'll see what we have to do about him. And then another really pain in the ass support person would be Bucket. Bucket can just lay down turrets and just destroy me. When I was actually at PAX Prime, I think one of the primary reasons I lost one of my monster rounds that unfortunately I wasn't able to record was because there were just 5 turrets constantly shooting me and I wasn't able to take them out as Goliath. Well, let's see, what else can I do? What else would be really annoying for me to fight against as a trapper? Abe is kind of solid because of his tracking dart and his stasis grenades. Those could definitely screw me over. But I don't want to have just like a full team of the third revealed character, so we're going with Griffin instead. Griffin's harpoon gun is actually really annoying. Like, it yanks you back. He can literally move backwards and you move with him. At least if you're playing as a Kraken, because you're in the air, maybe that's what allows you to do it. And then for this person, we'll do Parnell. Parnell can kick some butt. Alright. Now hopefully I haven't just, like, completely screwed myself over, but at the same time, I'm fine with that, right? We want to lose occasionally.